Thank you for tuning in 3D, the Daily Divine Direction broadcast. For all of our new listeners and viewers who are tuning in for the very first time, I'm Pastor Pope, and thank you for allowing us to come into your listening and viewing environment. We are here with you every Monday through Friday from 12:30 p.m. until 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, broadcasting live from the FijiWater.com sponsored studio, where you can address careers, finances, entrepreneurship. You can discuss marriage, divorce, raising children, blending families. You can discuss dating and relationships. Whatever's in your heart, whatever's on your mind, God is concerned about that which concerns you. And that is the reason we are here with you in 3D, the Daily Divine Direction broadcast, which our broadcast is brought to you daily by Fiji Water, Earth's finest water. You may already know that Fiji water comes from Fiji. However, did you know that it is created by nature? It is untouched by man. It starts as a tropical rainfall which slowly filters through layers of volcanic rock, where the water collects in a natural, sustainable artesian aquifer, where it is bottled right at the source, free from human contact until you unscrew the blue cap. Fiji Water, Earth's finest water, will be delivered right to your front door when you subscribe for delivery, and you'll save money at FijiWater.com. This is not just ordinary water. This is Earth's finest water at FijiWater.com. And for those of you who continue giving on the give segment of our app at New Life-Delaware, and those of you who have made a weekly or monthly commitment to support the broadcast by giving on the contribution pages of our websites at NewLifeMinistriesInternational.com, New Life International CDC.com, and those of you who use the QR code or the link provided on Facebook or YouTube, we thank all of you for your continued support and for your commitment as we fulfill our commitment to God to be here for you in 3D, the Daily Divine Direction broadcast. So I want to say to all of our listeners and viewers, the Super Bowl is coming up quickly, and you don't want to miss this promo by FijiWater.com. If you order a case of FijiWater.com, order a case of Fiji Water at FijiWater.com, you will receive a second case for 50% off. You don't want to miss this promo, and you only have today, and I think perhaps it may be extended till tomorrow, but the Super Bowl is on Sunday, so you don't want to miss this. Go to FijiWater.com, use the code GAMEDAY, and you will be in a position to purchase one case for 50% off when you purchase one case of Fiji Water from FijiWater.com. And I want to say to all of our listeners and viewers, we continue getting an increase of viewership, and we are encouraging everyone, tell your coworkers, your colleagues, your family and friends to tune in every day, Monday through Friday from 12:30 p.m. until 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time to 3D, the Daily Divine Direction broadcast, wherever they are across the U.S., wherever you are around the globe. You can adjust your time zone by setting a reminder so that you can be with us every Monday through Friday from 12:30 p.m. until 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, right here in 3D, the Daily Divine Direction broadcast. And we are Facebook Live, YouTube Live at Daily Divine Direction. Remind them. Don't just tell them to search for us. Remind them we are at Daily Divine Direction on YouTube. And we want everyone to stay connected with us throughout the week. So we give everyone an opportunity to be encouraged, empowered, and inspired by tuning into our internet radio station, WKAP Faith Empowerment Radio, where you can reach us at WKAPfaith.com. I'm going to address a communication that came in from one of our listeners and viewers who indicated that you have so much conflict going on in your family right now. And you said everyone expects you to take a side. And when you don't take a side, they make negative comments about you not taking a side until you do. So let me begin by saying this. First and foremost, if you don't want to take a side in these family issues, don't let anyone guilt you into taking a side. Don't let anyone guilt you into taking a position in their favor. Listen, here's the reality. There's right and there's wrong. There's no way to do right, no wrong way to do right, and no right way to do wrong. Let me say that again. There's no wrong way to do right, and there's no right way to do wrong. Okay, I'm a little tongue-tied today, but let me try it again. There's no wrong way to do right and no right way to do wrong. So maybe I just needed to repeat that over and over again so you would get it. Here's the reality. If you see conflict going on in your family, the first thing you might want to do is stay away from the conflict. That's first and foremost. You might say, Pastor, that's the easy way out, but it's a productive way to avoid getting into the family conflict. Because family conflict, because your family, is going to continue until everyone feels that they're heard or everyone feels that they got what they wanted to accomplish. That's first and foremost. So the first thing you might want to do is just avoid family conflict. Stay out of it, period. However, if you are going to have any input in a family issue, the litmus test is you're not taking sides. You're only going to stand for what's right. You're not going to support what's wrong. You're not going to condone what's wrong. You're not going to enable people to continue being wrong. You have to make a conscious decision that you're going to stand for right, for whatever right is. You're not going to ever just and this is sometimes what family does. If you have a family favorite, if they have an issue that they're trying to address with the family, you take their side because there's strength in numbers. You want to help them out. But if they're not right, then you don't need to stand for wrong. You don't need to accept that it's okay if they're wrong. Just, first and foremost, stand for right. Secondly, you really don't have to let people guilt you into taking a side. You know, the truth of the matter is, in most cases, family issues are based on emotion. In most cases, they're simply based on emotions. They're not based on facts. They're not based on, sometimes even on reality. They're based on emotions. Why would you allow someone to place you in an emotional situation that you don't need to be in? So just don't take a side. Let them talk. You know, they talked about Jesus, the greatest human and greatest humanitarian who ever lived. They talked about him. So you know if they talked about him, they're going to talk about you. Someone's always going to have something to say about you. And I always like to use the analogy, when people spend their time talking about you, you will always have a place to live because you'll be living in their mind. You don't need to take on the responsibility. Now I'm going to do this for all of our listeners and viewers. We don't need to take on the responsibility of family issues, family conflict. Live your life. Run your race. Finish your course. There's a crown waiting for you if you're safe. You win in the end, but you got to run your race. But you have to run your race. You don't have to run everyone else's race. Meaning that when someone calls you or shows up at your doorbell with a conflict that is family conflict or family issues, it's fine if you want to listen to them for a few minutes, but listen and don't speak. They're not going to stay long because they can't have a conversation by themselves. The moment you engage the conversation, they're going to feel that they have license to continue the conflict. What you can do, if they call you, you can excuse yourself from the conversation. You might listen for a moment and you know, they can tell you that there's a family conflict and this is what's going on. And when that's said, tell them you have to go because you have a prior commitment. It's that simple. They show up at your doorbell and ring your doorbell, bringing you a family conflict. You may want to let them in because they're family. Sit them down, Let them describe to you the conflict that they're having, describe to you the issue that they're dealing with, and when they're done, tell them you'll keep that in prayer for them. Because that's all you can do. Or as my wife likes to say, that's the best thing to do. The best thing is to pray for them. My response to her was, yes, it is the best thing to do, but it is also all you can do for some folks. And just because their family doesn't require you to do more, doesn't require you to get involved, doesn't require you to disrupt your psyche because of what they're dealing with. Some of it is what we like to call, in our Christian faith, particularly in our church, we like to call it sin because it's unrighteous anger. We will call it self-inflicted nonsense, things you do to yourself. Why would you do that to yourself? Why would you allow someone else to put you in the midst of some family conflict that you don't need to be involved in, that you don't need to engage in, and you certainly don't need to allow someone to disrupt your peace? Family dynamics can be very interesting. I won't even say challenging, because even if you are challenged with it, you have the opportunity to engage or deny the challenge. So family dynamics can be very interesting, but you have to decide how you're going to respond to every family dynamic. You've got a large family, and your family has a lot of conflict. There's a lot of family trauma. There's a lot of, you can't triage everything. You cannot be responsible for being the solution to every family problem. You can't place that on yourself, and you can't allow anyone else to place that on you. So don't allow anyone to guilt you into becoming involved in those issues that don't have an impact in any significant way upon your life. Bow out gracefully. I'm not going to get involved. See, if you get like some of us, you'll just say, I'm not interested in being involved in that, period. They don't like it, but it's okay. I don't like beats. Everybody's not going to like something. So I'm saying to you, you get to choose. It's the power of your choice. Just make the right choice to stay within your peace. This segment of the broadcast is brought to you by T-Mobile, America's largest, fastest, and most reliable 5G provider at no extra charge. So if you are not currently a T-Mobile customer, you may call or text on the T-Mobile call or text line at 267-992-1424. We will move you into our queue so that you may become a T-Mobile customer and experience America's largest, fastest, and most reliable 5G provider at no extra charge. Taxes and fees are included in your bill, and if you auto pay by attaching a credit card to your account, you will receive a discount on your monthly bill. T-Mobile, America's largest, fastest, and most reliable 5G provider at no extra charge. I'm going to address another communication that came in from one of our listeners and viewers, but before I do, this segment is brought to you by PorscheAmerica.com. If you are in the market for one of the finest high-performance automobiles ever manufactured, go to PorscheAmerica.com. You will virtually have the opportunity to build out the Porsche you desire to own. And if you are in our area, you can go to PorscheDelaware.com. Ask to speak to Mike Didio, General Manager of PorscheDelaware.com. He will make certain that someone is available to assist you in selecting the Porsche you desire to own at PorscheDelaware.com. And if you're in our area and you currently own a Porsche, one of the finest high-performance automobiles ever manufactured, and you just need service, go to PorscheDelaware.com. Ask to speak to Mike Adams, Service Manager, PorscheDelaware.com. He will make certain that an appointment is scheduled for you, that they pick up your vehicle at your home or office, provide you with a loaner vehicle, and return your vehicle to you when your service has been completed at PorscheDelaware.com. newlifedelaware.com. I'm going to address a communication that came in from one of our listeners and viewers who indicated you accomplished so much last year, everything went very well, and this year has started calm and steady. However, you're ready for more progress, and you want to know what can you do to move forward. First of all, you took a very good step. Often people, first of all, let me say to God be the glory for your accomplishments last year. And often what people don't realize is that you can still make progress without going to the next level. Now, what you realize is you're not ready yet to go to the next level, but you're ready to make progress. So that is a positive thing. That's a good decision. You know where you are, but you're not resting on your laurels. You know that you're in a good place. You've accomplished some goals. Everything went very well for you, very, very smoothly. And now you're at a place of calm. And that's a good thing. However, you got to keep moving forward. We can't rest on our laurels. So let's talk about that. What does progress look like for you as opposed to trying to go to the next level? See, the progress will take you to the next level. And this is what a lot of people don't realize. They're constantly kicking, as the Apostle Paul, the great Apostle Paul said, you're kicking against the pricks because people are trying to go to the next level when they're not ready for the next level. They're being prepared for the next level. Progress will prepare you for the next level. But progress will mean you continue moving forward. So here's what you're going to do to make progress. You're going to take a moment to go back and look at what you accomplished each quarter of last year and determine how you can build on that, how you can build some momentum from that. And then begin to implement what you determine you can build on from last year. First step. Second step to making progress is now what you want to accomplish in this year. Before you accomplish it, how can I build on that? That's going to allow you to make progress. How can I make some revisions in my planning for this year that's going to allow me to move forward and then prepare for the upward trajectory once again? Because the goal is to continue going to the next level. But first you have to make the progress. So you made progress because of the accomplishments. Now you want to make some forward progress. So, move the chains. So the Super Bowl's coming up. And I'm going to use a football analogy. So let's say you start out this year on the 20-yard line. And what I mean by that is, because of the accomplishments from last year, you're not starting out on the goal line. You're not starting out in the end zone. You don't have to take a knee in the end zone. You're on the 20 because you made progress from last year. You've accomplished some things and you can see the results. So now we're in the second month of the year. So let's say you start out on the 20. And let's say before you is a wide open field. But at some point the defense is going to take the field. What I mean by that is you have the ball. You're coming out on the field. At some point the defense is going to take the field. But you can see where you're going. You're going for the goal line and for the end zone. Not just the goal line, but you want to cross the goal line. So into the end zone. So think about this. The defense is going to take the field, which means the enemy's going to try to impede your progress. But you don't need to focus on that. It's just a defense against your progress. But here's what you need to know. All you have to do is keep moving the change. Every day, you just have to keep moving the change. In other words, every day you've got to watch this, because you don't want to wait until fourth down and then have to punt. So all you have to do every day, watch this, is average 4 yards a down. Now, if you get an opportunity to get further down the field, take that opportunity. But all you have to do is average 4 yards a down for 3 downs. That moves the chains. Because you only have to go 10 yards to get a first down, to be able to start over again, the downs over again. So all you have to do is average 4 yards a down. That's 12 yards. Now you only need 10. So that means you've exceeded your own requirements. Don't wait for the fourth down and have to punt. Don't get stagnant. Don't get complacent. You are going for a touchdown. All you have to do is keep moving the chains. Every time you get a first down, you move the chains. Now, will there be some opportunities to take the top off and go downfield deep? Yes. That only allows you to continue scoring over and over again as the game progresses. It's the game of life. All you got to do is keep moving the chains. That's all you have to do. Take some time off the game clock so that the enemy can't interfere with what you're doing, with your game plan. But keep moving forward. So go back, review what you've accomplished, determine how you can build on that to continue moving forward, to make forward progress, and then make some revisions to the plan you have for this year so that you can keep moving forward so that you can prepare for the next level. And I want to say this to all of our listeners and viewers. Some of our listeners and viewers, it's about making progress. Some of our listeners and viewers, it's about the next level. You've been prepared for the next level. Don't be afraid to go to the next level. Every one of us should be seeking to go to the next level. And the next level doesn't have to look like you think it should look. It should only look like what God has ordained it to look. The next level may be finally having peace in your life that you've never had before. The next level could be suddenly you've made changes in your health and wellness that's going to bring you to a new place in your life. A feeling like you've never felt before. It's great to look fabulous, it's great to look marvelous, but you want to feel marvelous also. So everything is about progress or the next level. And that's what we have to keep working for. And as Christians, I'm going to keep it real. I need to throw this out there. As Christians, that's what it's all about, because we're all climbing the stairway to heaven. That means every day is a new level. Well, not every day, but you understand what I'm saying. Every rung is a new level in the ladder. The older we get, the better we should become. So it's either progress or the next level. Let's live to experience the fullness of God in all of our lives. This segment of the broadcast has been brought to you by Charles Tyrwhitt, located in London, the UK. They also have stores in New York, Chicago, Washington, D.C., and at the King of Prussia Mall in King of Prussia, Pennsylvania. So if you're in any of those areas, stop in at the retail stores. They have everything a man could possibly need. And this segment is also brought to you by The White Company. Located in London, the UK, they also have a store on Fifth Avenue in New York. So if you're in New York, stop in at the retail stores. They have everything you could possibly need. Home goods, clothing for men, women, and children. So you have Charles Tyrwhitt, which has everything for men, at ctshirts.com. The White Company, which has everything that we could possibly use, at thewhitecompany.com. Both companies will ship and deliver right to your front door in an appropriate period of time. It's the greatest time to live in, because some things you don't even have to leave the house for. You can find them at Charles Tyrwhitt at ctshirts.com and The White Company at thewhitecompany.com. I'm going to address another communication that came in from one of our listeners and viewers who indicated that you feel as though life has become boring, you said. You want to get out of your routine and do something different. So let me first of all say this. I'm going to say something to you that you might find boring. I don't know why you're bored, but one thing I do know is that you say you want to get out of your routine. You don't really want to get out of your routine, or at least you should not want to get out of your routine. Routine is order. When you are not in a routine, you're in confusion. Why do you want confusion in your life? So let me share this with not only you, but all of our listeners and viewers. God is a God of order. God is not the author of confusion. God does not create confusion. Now, I understand, someone will debate this because the scripture says God created the good and the evil is confusion. But the evil is of the enemy. The order is of God. So we know God did everything decently and in order. We know that from all the way back in Genesis 1, when God began to create the heavens and the earth. We know that God's very orderly about everything he does. He is not a God of confusion. God doesn't want us to have confusion. He wants us to have peace. Scripture very clearly says that God is not the author of confusion, but of peace. So we have to say, if God wants me to have peace, then he wants me to have order. Order will create peace. Order will not cause disruption. Now, I know we live in a society and in a time where we have a category for disruptors. Disruptors in that context means people who are creating change that has never been created before for the benefit of society. I'm a firm supporter of disruption for the purpose of progress. I am not a supporter of disruption for the sake of disruption. Because disruption for the sake of disruption is chaos. Chaos is confusion. Both are the enemy of order. Your routine has been blessing your life. Look at your life today in the routine that you've been in. And look at your life 10 years ago when you didn't have routine, when you were just living for the moment. Just doing whatever came to mind that was placed before your eyes, just doing whatever you wanted to do. You didn't have order. You didn't have structure. You had confusion. You weren't at peace. Why would you want to go back to Egypt? Why would you want to go back to that when right now what you feel is boring is really contentment? You're content with your surroundings. You're bored with lack of activity. So you can do something different, but make certain that it's positive and it's healthy. Try working out. Try finding a hobby. That's something different you can do without searching for confusion, and chaos to get involved in. That's the last thing you should want for your life, because you don't look the same today as you did 10 years ago. And for that, to God be the glory. Today's Daily Divine Direction broadcast, 3D, has been brought to you by Fiji Water. A taste of paradise will be delivered right to your front door when you subscribe for delivery, and you'll save money at FijiWater.com. Remember, you can order 1 case of Fiji Water and receive a second case at 50% off using the code GAMEDAY if you call today at FijiWater.com. May God bless you today. May God keep his face turned towards you. May God give you peace that surpasses all understanding. I look forward to being in your viewing environment tomorrow with BeccaTheDietitian.com right here